All right. Welcome to another episode of Shade Tree Projects. Okay, today we are making homemade wine. You know, we're heading into a time where you don't know what tomorrow may bring. You may not be able to go get nothing to drink. And this is a way I learned on a boat in Alaska. So you're going to need a few things. One, fruit. Yeah, these are plums. We have plum trees, so these are plums. We're going to be making 4 gallons of wine. So, you're going to need 2 quarts of just plums. These are just de-skinned plums, okay? For every gallon of wine, you're going to need sugar. 1 pound of sugar. 1 pound of sugar for every gallon of wine. Going to need a measuring cup. You'll see why. You're going to need a pot so you can boil up some water for sanitation reasons. Put that there. You're going to need a couple buckets. These are Ace buckets. It doesn't matter what kind of bucket you use as long as it's clean. And you got to have a lid. We'll show you what we're going to do with one of these lids. Let me show you. Here's the other bucket. Alright, like I said, I learned that I worked for, when I come out of high school and I got married, I went to work on a boat in Alaska as Shank Seafood. If you ever get an opportunity to work for Shank Seafood in Alaska catching salmon, king salmon, do not do it. They are a rip-off company. And they put you on a boat, you don't get off for 3 months. So there was all kinds of people there. And this guy taught us how to make wine on this boat. And I got to be honest with you, the best wine we ever made was with tang, of all things. Not even real fruit, you know, space cadet stuff. But we made 5-gallon buckets, and we made it a lot because we were left on a boat out in the middle of the Barren Strait with nothing. So, I'm going to show you how to get the lid ready, because that's one thing we're going to have to do first. And then I'll show you some other stuff, and we'll get to making wine. Alright, stick with me, and I'll go get the lid, and we'll get started. I'll reposition the camera. Alright, see you in a bit. Show you the parts you're going to need. You're going to need a fitting. Just about like this. We went to Jaeger's, you know, Ace Hardware, and we got it. So, need one of these. This right here is a sump pump check valve. So, air goes through one side, can't go through the other. And this is going to be for our burping. And if you can't cut the hole right, you might need some of this. But I'm hoping we don't have to use this. Alright. So let me get my stuff ready, and I'll redo the camera, and we'll be ready to make the lid. Alright, hang on. Okay. What we got here is the back side of the lid. See that little circle right there? We're going to cut out that circle. Because when you're making wine, you use yeast. I didn't show you all the yeast. I will show you the yeast. Right now, we got about a gallon of water, a little over a gallon of water, heating up on the stove. When it reaches boil, we got to cleanse our buckets. But right now, we're going to cut this out, and we're going to install our burp tube to let the gas from the yeast eating the sugar clean out. In Alaska, we used a big trash bag. And once the trash bag got blowed up big, we knew it was working. And then once it started deflating, we pulled it off and we cleaned it, running it through t-shirts. We'll probably still do it that way. I guess you're supposed to use something like a cheesecloth or something, but we're going to make it the way I did on the boat. So first thing I'm going to do is not do that again. First thing I'm going to do is cut this thing out. This little hole. So let us get to it. This is the best way I know to show you guys. You take your knife, and that's a raised piece, as you can see right there. See how get it over there, so you can see how it is. So you take your knife and you stab it in that hole, and then work it around to cut out that hole. That's probably the best way I could shoot it and show y'all. Alright. Got that done. Ta-da! This is the top of your lid, and keep your sticker here so you know which side's the top. Alright, and then you got your little piece of pipe right here. And see how it doesn't quite fit through? That's great. That's exactly what you want. So you put it in there, and you start threading this thing in there. And you work the threads around. Whoa! Lots of threads. Okay. And it gets pretty tight. So, there you go. There's that side. There's this side. This is the top side. This is the important side. And you want to make sure it's pretty tight. Alright, let me get the other thing. Here we go. Here's our little breather tube, our bubbler. Air cannot get through that way, but it doesn't hold any air this way. So, this one, you don't have to get one just like this, but this one's pretty good. It comes with these hose clamps. So, you take it, take your little lid, putting your hand on the back so it doesn't unscrew. Then you screw that thing on there. The only important thing is to make sure you have this going the right way. So, once, double check, triple check, do whatever you want. I know it's going the right way. I know it's not. Okay. So, we got our top built for making our wine. And that's, our water's almost done, so we'll get to that. But you can see this is not a rocket science type thing, but it's kind of fun, and you get to make your own wine. And then I'll tell you a little trick about that. Alright. I'm going to get our barrel sterilized. So here we go. I'll show you how that's done. Water has reached boiling stage. So we'll click that off, and we got to let it cool some, because at that stage it will melt our plastic bucket we got down here. So, and the one up there. We're only going to sterilize one of them right now because that's all we need right now. So, we'll let this thing start to boil. Well, it's still boiling, so you need it that hot, but you need to sterilize your bucket. And I don't know how I'm going to show you this, but what I do is I take this and I pour it in there, but not the whole thing. I leave some out, okay? Then I take, let me get it over here. Then I take the lid, as you guys saw me build, and I mount it back on the bucket, and I swirl it around and swirl it around until we get it all clean. Alright. It looks like it's got down enough. You guys know what I'm doing. You guys can do it from there. Alright. Here I go. In there. And as you can see, as I stir it, the hot air is escaping out of here. See the steam? And we know that will sterilize this bucket. And this is boiling hot water. So what we're trying to do is get everything done. Whoa! Almost lost it. Okay, that's probably good. Now we're going to take this and dump it outside. Got the water dumped out. You take a clean rag. Make sure your hands are clean. So, I don't know, people in, I guess, people in France, they step on it with their feet. So I guess it doesn't have to be too clean. But I like clean stuff, so we'll see what we get here. Alright, now this bucket, even though it is plastic, is hot. Because we put the hot boiling water in. Alright. Now, we get our fruit. Ooh, if I can get it off of the tap. Alright, this is just 2 packages of plums we saved from this year from the plum trees. And I made jelly out of the skins, but I kept the heart. I just slicked them off. So, when they're frozen, we're going to put them in this hot bucket. We'll leave that one. We'll get the other one. Then we'll fill these up with some warm water. Probably not fill them up. Probably just put some water. Zip our lid back. Get the last of those fruit juices. There we go. We got the fruit juices out of the bag. Do the same thing to the other one. Yeah. Zip it back up. Oh! Okay. The zipper don't work on that one. I gotta clean a mess. Winemaking is not a mess-free thing. Let me grab a mop. I'll get right back with you. Chores done. Fixed my mess. Now this is what we're looking at. If I can tip it down without making another mess. See how they're all frozen in there? And that's why you don't use all your hot water. So now we take our measuring cup. Scoop out some hot water. Pour it in there. A couple of these. Maybe 3. Because winemaking is so particular, you know. Ta-da! Potato masher. Better than using your feet. Alright, now we got those not really mashed, just broke up. We're going to take the rest of this hot water, which ain't very much, about a half a gallon. We dump it in there. Now here's the point. We're going to make 4 gallons. See, really, this is a 5-gallon bucket. So you could go like 1, 2, 3. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? But we got fruit in there, so we're going to have to fill it up to probably about right there. Because the fruit do take up... the fruit do take up some of the room. So, what what we're going to do next, because that water's still kind of warmish, we will get some more warm water. And as you can tell, I'm recording this myself. I have no help. My rotten kid's still in bed. He's working until midnight now, and he's got a batch of honey mead going that I bet he puts on his channel. You know, Robin Hood, Little John, he made honey mead. So, no, it's Friar Tuck. What the crap? It was Friar Tuck that made honey mead. So, he might make a video on that. I hope he does. If he doesn't, I'll make one on it. Alright, we got the water going again. We'll bring it back up to a boil. And while we're waiting on that, our plums have started to thaw out. So now, we can mash them up. And I'll show you something here in a little bit. But not right now. You're going to have to wait. So, let me get some more hot water going. I'll show you the next step. Alright. So, we got another thing of boiling water. Take your measuring cup. Get yourself a 1/4 cup. Of hot water. Because you're going to need it for this. 1 heaping spoon of sugar. Alright. And what we're going to do is work that around until it all melts. We got to get this down to 100, 110 degrees. Which I'm not sticking a thermometer in it. Well, just guess. Okay. Person's supposed to be 98. It's warmer than me. So we'll wait. So it's just a little warmer than me. Then, we're going to use just regular yeast. This is yeast you can buy anywhere at the store. They say 1 packet, which is 2.7 teaspoons, could do 5 gallons of wine. That's not the way I was taught. So I'm not going to do it that way. But while the water's hot, the rest of the water's hot, we're going to pour it in our 5-gallon bucket. Alright, that should be it for hot water. Then we take our 4 pounds of sugar, put in about half of it. Grab us a spoon and give her a swirl. Because the water's hot, hopefully it melts the sugar pretty quick. Although we got frozen plums in there. Pour the other half in there. Alright, we got all the sugar out. And we'll give her another swirl. Then we'll taste it, see if it's sweet. Oh, wow. That's really good. And it ain't even boiling yet. Alright. Now, we add our yeast to the sugar water. It's melted. Let me feel it. Oh, yeah. That's got to be 110. Maybe 103. Let me see. Yep, that's 103. Here we go. And once you dump it in there, you give it kind of a little shake. Gets the stuff to the bottom. Don't tell anybody. Okay, well now we're going to see if this stuff is active. Since we are at a 1/4 cup, it's got a double in volume. So we're going to let it do that. Alright, when that's done, I'll show you what nastiness it looks like. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, well, it did work. I've never done it this way. But look, ta-da! It more than doubled. Okay, so you dump that in there. The way I've always done it is just take the yeast, spoon it in there, give it a stir, call it a day. But I guess this is the way the bottle tells you to do it. So we'll get that all stirred up and we'll put the lid on it and we'll see what happens. Alright, hang on. Alright, we got all our stuff poured in there. We're going to go ahead and get some more of it off. And we'll have to get a spoon. And we take our spoon and kind of work this stuff. Yuck! Work this stuff out so it comes out when you pour it in here. Because some of it didn't get wet. I'll be honest with y'all, I got a little impatient. It's supposed to wait 5 minutes. Who wants to wait 5 minutes? Wow, that's got a scent all its own. Is that on the outside? Yeah, it is. Okay. I think we got her dead. Alright, now we're going to give it a swirl. Make sure all the yeast gets down in there. Can you look at the little brew we got going here? See them bubbles? That's the yeast activating. And we do got some yeast bubbles in here, or clods, which I'm going to mash like that. Now it's like a game, you see? Alright, now that's the that's the crud. We're going to have to, they call it racking a wine. I call it straining, or making it look clear again. Because if you guys remember the last picture, it was pretty clear. Now you can see it's like a cloudy white. Well, there we go. We're done. That'll be it. Alright, now we're going to get our lid. Put our lid on here. Got our lid. Now, the most important thing of this whole thing is, today is December 1st. So we put DEC 1. And we want to check it. Check about 8 days from now. So we'll put 8 right there. Maybe I should have put a 9 right there. Because 8 would, if I checked it on the 8th, that would only be 7 days. So, we'll put a 9 on there. And yes, I'm using a dry erase marker, so I can reuse this. Alright, that is how I make homemade wine that I learned off a boat in Alaska. All you do now is you set it in a place that's going to stay room temperature until your check date. And I will get back to you to rack it, strain it, whatever you want to call it, on December 9th. I'll show you the video. I'll make a video on what you're checking. And until then, take it easy. This is kind of the direction we're going. Just anything we do is going to be on the channel. So take it easy. If you like this, or if you think this is pretty cool, share it, and hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment. The other thing is, padang, I'm going to tell you, this 4 gallons, which filled up to about right here, remember I told you the fruit's going to take away part of it, will actually yield about 2.5 gallons. That's all it's ever going to yield, because of the stuff that is not usable. But you'll see that in the video 9 days from now. I'm going to try to put together another one before the 9 days. We'll see how that works out. It ain't going to be wine related, so I'll tell you about that. All right, I'll see you. Be sure to like, share, comment, and I'll see you guys soon. Later.